Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new project. As you already know, if you've watched the flip through, we're going to make two books, and I'm going to start with the vertical book with the more simple design, and then we're going to do a more elaborate book. So let me set the paper aside. We're using a Spring Farmhouse from Prima, which is absolutely beautiful. And set that aside. Get to making our pages and our covers, and you are going to need these are the two pieces to wrap the cover, and they are 7.5 by 9.5. You'll need two. For the binding, you're going to need one that's 1 1/4 by 6 7/8 and 1 3/4 by 6 7/8, one of each of those. For the cover, they need from chipboard for the spine, a piece that's 2 inches by 7.5 inches. At least I think it's going to be. I think I might actually need to be narrower than that. I feel like this is too wide. We may trim this. I'll get back to you on that. But for the cover itself, you're going to need 7.5 by 5, and you're going to need 2 of them. And again, I think this is too wide, so we probably ought to trim it right now before we go any further. Let's see, this is our piece. I'm making this book with the pages pretty close together, and I really think this spine needs to be, let's see, hang on. Guesstimating here. See, that's about 7/8. I think 1 3/8, 1.5 at the most. Let's say 1.5. Okay. So this piece needs to be 7.5 by 1.5. All right, and I'll trim that down in a minute. So let me set those aside. This is all the cover pieces and the binding. And then for the pages, we're going to make 4 pages, and I've already made 3 of them. You're going to need a piece, you're going to need 4 of each of these. You're going to need 7 by 4.5 and 8 by 4.5. And on the 8 by 4.5 piece, you're going to score each of the shorter ends at 1/2 inch, and then just trim the corners, and then fold them in, and we're going to go ahead and make those pages now. So you've scored each end at 1/2 inch, trim the corners, take your art glitter glue or tape if you're using it, score tape, whatever you use for your adhesive. Put a little glue there. Take the other piece, line up the edges and the corners. Sorry about the background noise. My kitty is having fun doing something. Okay. And then just go ahead down to the other end. And again, some glue. This is art glitter glue, which you can get from Country Craft Creations, and it is shipping now. Thank goodness, because I need to order some. All right. Make sure your corners line up nicely. And you can see mine is bowed a little bit, but that's okay. All you have to do is just score it down. And I do not know what on earth are you doing, Kitty, making so much noise. Okay, so you're going to make 4 of these. So there's my 4 pages. Now let me go ahead and trim this spine because that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to trim this down to 1.5 inches. I'll bring my cutter. Oh, hang on, wrong one. I actually have 2 of these, and I only cut cardstock with one of them. And I didn't actually splurge and buy two and have one just for cutting cardstock. But this one that I'm cutting, there was something wrong with it. And it just wasn't cutting properly. So I contacted Fiskars. Oops, see that slid? It might be all right. I contacted Fiskars and they sent me a replacement under warranty, and I didn't have to send this one back. It won't cut paper properly, so yeah, that's fine. So I just use it for cardstock. I mean for chipboard. Okay, that'll be better. So now, set the pages aside. Let's bring out the cover pieces. We don't need the binding yet. And you're going to take these two pieces. These are the pieces, how big are these? 7.5 by 9.5. This is the 9.5 inch edge. And you're just going to glue, just run a thin bead of glue right along that edge. And you're going to glue these two together. Go. And what we're going to do is glue the spine. That really does look crooked. What on earth? Hang on. I guess that did go off when I trimmed it. I don't know, it's measuring properly, but it's definitely not straight. Yeah, that's off. Not by much, but by enough. Hang on, let me see if I can't straighten that out. That's better. It's still not perfect, but that's fine. All right, so we're gonna put the spine piece in the middle, and then we're gonna put these pieces on either side of it, like so. All right, so I'm gonna tape all these up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so I do like to use my clear ruler for this part. I just put the 1 inch mark along the bottom. And I'm out of my score tape sheets. I need to get some more, so I'm just using the regular score tape. Got some 1/2 inch and some 1/4 inch on this piece. All right, and you just want to sort of eyeball center that down, just like that. And just throwing those away. And you want to take a piece of 1/4 inch tape. We're doing this just like we've done so many other covers. And I'm just going to put the 2 side pieces. This was a book, and I'm sure I probably talked about it already in the flip through, but I was really struggling with what to do with this paper because I loved it so much, and I bought everything that goes with it. But I kept looking at it and seeing something very, very simple that I wanted to do, but I had all this other stuff to go with the collection, and I wasn't going to be able to use it. And then I thought, well, you know, there's plenty of paper in a Prima collection to make 2, so that's how I ended up with the decision to make 2. Okay, so you saw what I just did there. I'm using the tape and my ruler in combination to lay down these pieces. So we're going to do this one book, which I'm sort of planning to put old family photos in, because I have quite a few. And then the other book is going to be much more frou-frou and elaborate. And use a lot more of the flowers and things that I have to go with this collection. Turn that over, get rid of some of these. And burnish that really well. Okay, let's get rid of that. Not need it anymore. I'm going to use 1/4-inch tape, so I'm still using up a lot of it that I have. And you can see I'm not going all the way to the end because I'm going to miter these corners, so I'm cutting them off anyway. At least I hope you can see. Let's do the other end. Goodness, what did I do? Looks like there we go. Put my bone folder up underneath it, I think. All right. Go ahead and trim this. And we're just gonna, I'm rushing through this a little bit, but I think you've probably seen me do plenty of covers, and if you haven't, any one of my videos will do. As you can see, these ends are quite long. I probably should have trimmed them. I'm just cutting at a diagonal, 45 degrees, give or take, and leaving a little bit here right at the corner. I'm not cutting right up against the chipboard. I'm leaving just about the height of the chipboard. And as you can see, I usually take about two cuts to get that done. I'd rather sneak up on it than cut too much. Alright. I'm just gonna fold them over and burnish. Do the long sides first. pieces out. These are just the guide pieces. Don't need those anymore. And I'm just folding back the short edges like that. And let's put a bead of glue along here. That's entirely optional, but I like to do it when I remember it. Over, burnish it really well. Okay, now let's do the other long side. I didn't mean to do that quite so abruptly, but okay. And then we'll do the two short sides. You may have noticed that, of course, this is artisan cardstock from Country Craft Creations, which is what I always use. And you may have noticed that this, oh, look at that. I didn't do very well on that corner, did I? Or this one. My goodness, that's all right. We can hide it easily enough. What I was going to say is you may have noticed that this cardstock is not as high contrast with the paper as what I typically use. But I'm going for a softer look with this album. Plus I'm going to mix in some of the brown, which is darker. Oh my goodness, I did a terrible job mitering these corners. However, this one's fine. That one will be fine because it's going to be matted. These two are terrible, but I think we can fix that when we get to it. All right, and now we're just gonna, I'm just pressing that down into that adhesive and gently rolling it up. You don't have to be super, super cautious when you're using the artisan. It bends beautifully. There's that. And then, normally I just put a piece here over the spine because this is all going to get matted anyway, but since I did such a terrible job on my corners, I'm going to do a full mat, and that will help us hide it. So I need a piece 11 7/8 by 7 3/8. Go ahead and cut that. All right, so let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and let's see. tape. What I'm going to do is tape on either side of the spine. We want to make sure we get a really good adhesion to this spine area because that's what's going to hold the book together. That, and then grab the 1/4 inch. Then we're going to do the perimeter of this piece. Most of this piece is going to be covered between the spine and the inside cover mats. But it's, like I said, it's since I didn't do a very good job on the corners, I'm going to go ahead and do a full mat. If you want to just cover the spine with a smaller mat, by all means, go ahead and do that if you've done a better job on your corners than I did on mine. And you can, I mean, there are things you can use like corner wraps and things that look really nice and hide those kind of flaws. But for this particular book, I don't really want to use those, so that's why I'm doing it this way. All right. There. Now, folder. What I'm going to do is use some art glitter glue in this open area. Let's pull this off. Have to be very, very careful putting this down because I left myself almost no leeway. Right. Art glitter glue. And there's that. And I'm going to apologize right now that I think I'm going to pull this way close to me, so probably mostly off camera while I center this piece. Because like I said, I really have left myself no leeway. Still got quite a good gap right there, but I'll make that, let's see, that'll be the inside bottom on the back, and I'll hide it with a pocket. I think everything else is not too bad. Okay, now I have to repeat the scoring, I don't know what you call it, scoring, whatever, the sort of training process whereby you're going to gently use your bone folder to train this into a bend. Be careful not to poke through the paper. I've done that once and it was not a fun experience to have to go practically do my whole cover over because of it. Just make sure you don't have any loose edges. I had one right there. Okay, that looks good. I'm happy with that. Even if I did mess up the corners, I like how it looks. Okay, nice. All right, and we've already made our pages, we've made our cover, and the only thing left to do is the binding, and I may wait on that because I'm feeling like I might decorate my pages for a change before I put them in. I don't think we've done that, at least not in a long time. So that'll make a little change. And I think we're at a good stopping point. So go ahead and make your 4 pages, make your cover, and cut out your binding pieces and set those aside. And next time we will start working on our pages. All right, thanks so much for watching. If you've already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. If you haven't, I hope you'll subscribe by clicking the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. And please comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.